Hello. So we're doing a thing. This is set up like a tier list, but this is not a tier list. Like a typical one. So what we're doing here is the YouTuber ProZD or Sun1, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Apologies if that's not how you do it, but I saw that he had a video similar to this, so I'm basically stealing his idea, and because I just want to do it because it looks fun. So what we're doing is here's a hypothetical scenario for you, or for me rather. For some reason, for whatever reason, Nintendo came up to me and was like, listen, dude. That's definitely how they would speak to me. Miyamoto himself came to me. It was like, dude, listen, we've got way too many characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's way too many characters. There's 89 characters. Technically 86, kind of. It's weird. So, and we'll get to that. But there's a lot. Over 80 characters, essentially. So, we need your help to cut the roster in half. This is essentially what it is. So I have to choose which characters to keep into the final game and which ones to cut. And then, once I do that, when I put all of them in the keep, I cut those in half, and that'll be the final roster. So, yeah. This is gonna be really difficult, because there's a lot of characters, and a lot of them, are really good. I love them. It's gonna be real annoying. I've already did all the math here. I've done all the math. I've typed out the numbers, just so I know. You cut 86 in half. It's 43, I guess, So with that is that, like, some of these are repeats down here. So like Pyra and Mithra are together because they're basically one character. You could switch between them. But then they put them down here as like separate characters too. So it's like we can skip those. We just use this one. And like, I don't know why they put Banjo here and then Banjo and Kazooie. Why not just... They're also just one character. You don't... Whatever, I don't know. So there's some in here that we could skip, but... So technically, there's 89 characters, because the Pokemon trainer guy can, if you play as him, he can cycle between 3 different Pokemon. So, if you want to get really technical, you could say that he counts as 3 different characters. But like, all in one, essentially. So if you're counting the 3 Pokemon as their own separate characters, then it's 89 characters. But if you're only counting them as one character, then it's 86. So, and I think that's what we're going to do, because, I mean, there's already a lot. We're going to have to cut a lot of characters. So we can use the cheat, I think. I think it's fine. I think we can do it. We can get away with it. This is a character in Smash. You can play as him. And you get all 3. Technically, it's not against the rules, so we're going to do it. Let's get started. So, first off, Bayonetta. This is already difficult. I'm just going to keep some. Like, Bowser will keep, and... Bowser Jr., I think we can cut him. Yeah, no disrespect to to the guy. I'm just saying. We'll keep him. Oh, where's Mario? We gotta. Obviously, we're gonna put Mario in there. Like, come on. You're gonna have a Smash game without Mario? That's insane. I would like to put Luigi in there, but like we might have to cut him. That's the thing. We might have to cut people that I really want in here, which is gonna be really annoying and sad. Let's see. Like people like characters like Dr. Mario, like he doesn't need. Baldur's Gate 3 is calling me. My God. Anyway, like characters like Dr. Mario, it's like we can cut him. You can just make him an alternate skin or whatever for Mario. You know, you don't need him. Like it's literally just Mario, but a doctor. You could just, make it an alternate costume. Cloud, I would like to keep Cloud, but again, we might have to cut him later. I think this is Crom, or however you say his name. A lot of people really liked him, but I think I'm gonna cut him. Corin, I think this is. Cut them. Now, this is another thing. I think I'm gonna. I think this is why, hypothetically speaking, I think this is why Nintendo wanted me to do this in the first place, so that they could be completely blameless when they cut everyone down. It's like, oh, I don't know, that guy did it. Like, so Daisy, I would like to keep Daisy, but then I remember you could just keep Peach and then have her like an alternate costume. Again, like, it's completely fine to do that. Okay, Dark Pit, again, he's an Echo Fighter. We could just use Pit. Dark Samus, same thing. Diddy Kong, for now I'll just cut him. I mean, come on. Who's really gonna be that upset? Donkey Kong, we can keep him. Duck Hunt, dog. You gotta be careful when you say that. You can't say that too fast. We'll keep him. Falco. I think it's, Falco. We'll keep him. We'll keep Fox. Just to have, although they are very similar. Okay. So this is the thing. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to adhere to some rules where I think it was Sakurai who made up the rule that, like, if any franchise is going to be represented here, at the very least, you need the main character to be in there first before you have any other characters. So, like, if you're going to have, like, all right, well, my mouse just died. Cool. Hang on. All right, well, great. My mouse just died, so. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so, like, let's say if you want, like, Zelda in the game, or Sheik here, like, you need Link first. You need to make sure that Link is a character first, because he's, like, the main character, before you do any other characters from the franchise. So I'm going to try to adhere to that rule, and then also I'm going to do a thing where I want to pick the ones that represent Nintendo, and then I'm going to also pick like a really weird character to put in there. Like, there are already a couple of weird ones, like Sora and like Minecraft Steve. My God, every time I always forget he's in this game. Anyway, so like a weird character like that, that's just like you would never expect them to get in a Smash game, but there they are. Or like, you know, Joker from Persona 5. Sora is a really weird one, but yeah, anyway, so we're gonna do that sort of thing. We're gonna represent the Nintendo classics like Mario and Mega Man and like all of those guys, but and then have some newer characters in there too, and have a couple of weird ones that are just like, whoa, how did they get in? And also I'm gonna have to try to make it so that at least the main character of each franchise is in it before I can add anyone else. That is the rule set here. So Ganondorf, we're definitely keeping him. And we gotta put Link in there. Like I just said, it's part of the rules. You want Ganondorf, you need Link. Greninja, we don't need him. Ice Climbers, we'll keep them for now. I think I counted before. This is like 10 in a row, so I just have to keep track of that. So I could do like 10 rows and then another like 3 left, and that'll be 43. It's yeah, I think it helps. So this is Ike. I think we can keep him for now. Incineroar, I'd like to keep him. He's kind of cool, but again, we might have to cut him. You know, like he. Where is Peach? Guess we could go in order, like, but I already have Daisy up there, so we'll keep her. Like I said, we can have Daisy as her alternate outfit or whatever, alternate skin or whatever. Splatoon girl, whatever her name is, the Inkling girl. I think we could keep her. And we're gonna fill these guys up, like fill up the selection here pretty soon, I think. Isabelle, I think we can keep her because you know she's kind of become the mascot of the franchise a little bit. So even if we don't get the villager in, who is technically the main character, we can have, you know, I don't know, we might have to cut one of them. Because they both have I think she's the Echo Fighter for him. Or, I don't know, maybe they have slightly different moves? I can't remember. Bulbasaur, I think that is. Yeah, Ivysaur is the bigger one. We're skipping him. Because we're just going to have the Pokemon trainer. We'll keep him. Okay. Jigglypuff, I hope nobody cares that I'm cutting Jigglypuff. I mean, come on. Would anyone really be upset? I'm sure there would be plenty of people upset. Somehow. Ken, again, we can just cut him. We already know, like, he could just be a Ryu character. Like, just make him an alternate skin for Ryu. King DDD. The weirdest name ever. But we can keep him. King K. Rool, he's cool. Uh-oh. Okay, no, we still got space. We still got space for the... We're running out, though. Kirby, we can keep him. I mean, you gotta keep him. He's, you know, Sakurai's baby. Or whatever. He's always he's always like the main character of everyone. Every time a calamity happens, he's the one who has to save everyone else. Little Mac, we can keep him just because, you know, he's Although, I don't know, man. I might have to keep... I might have to cut him. Probably will, but... You know, I do like having him in there. He's a very... he's a Nintendo, like, classic character, you know? He's a... The Punch-Out games originated on the... I mean, weren't they, like, in the arcades first, and then they were in... the NES? So that's probably it, but we'll keep him in for now. Okay. Lucario. We don't really need Lucario. I'm sorry. Again, I know people like him, but Lucas, we can cut him. Again, we could just use Ness. Okay, so Marth and Lucina, I think her name is. These two are basically the same character, so I'm only going to keep one of them. I do like Marth, but I think I'll just go with her. I like her slightly better. But yeah, they're basically the same. Although you could actually do that again. You could just, you know, make them alternate skin again. If they're that similar, you can easily do that. So we'll put Marth there, because he was there first. He was in the Smash games first. So we'll have him be like the default, and then you can switch over to her. You know how it is. Mega Man, we'll keep him. Meta Knight. Let's cut him. I think it's safe to cut him. Mewtwo. Man, alright. Sorry, this is really hard. Because, like, I like Mewtwo in the game. But we might have to cut him. I mean, there's already going to be too many Pokemon. You know, we gotta represent a wide variety of franchises here. So we're gonna have to cut him. You know what? I'll cut Incineroar and then put him in there. And then we'll do this for Isabella too. Isabelle. You could just have him, and then one of the alternate costumes for him could be Isabelle. Alright. Well, okay, I think we can cut these guys. We could the custom Miis. I mean, there's already too much. We gotta make some sacrifices here. We'll cut the Miis. You know, we're going strictly just actual Smash characters here. I don't really like playing as Ness at all. I don't really like him, but again, I kind of feel bad for cutting him because, you know, like the Mother / Earthbound series kind of needs the love. I mean, you know, it's getting more love these days than it was, but yeah, feels bad cutting him. And again, you could just use Lucas as an alternate costume. So Olimar, obviously, put him in there. Pac-Man, I really like Pac-Man. Oh my god. See, we're filling it up now. Filling it up. Lucina. Wait, that's not. Palutena. We'll keep her for now. And then bring Pit up there with her. Pichu? Yeah, definitely cut Pichu. Definitely cut Pichu. Like, no one... Does anyone enjoy playing as Pichu? Like... No, you're gonna go for Pikachu. Pichu can actually hurt himself by doing his attacks, so like, come on. Okay, here it is, the big one. Piranha plant. How do I justify keeping piranha plant? Is there any possible way that I can justify keeping him? I don't know, man. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to cut him. Okay, Richter, we can cut him because we'll just use Simon Belmont. Ryu, we're gonna put him in there. Ridley, keep him, and then while we're at it, we'll put Samus right next to him. You gotta have Samus. Rob, we'll keep him because he's, you know, he's an important, I mean, kind of important, not really, piece of Nintendo history, you know. Okay, so yeah, we're getting full here. We're getting full, and look how many characters are left still. Okay, while we're at it, actually, we can cut Zero Suit Samus. I don't feel bad about that. It's like, we've got regular Samus in her suit. We don't need the Zero Suit. A lot of people are going to be upset, maybe, possibly, by that, but I don't care. That's why Nintendo hired me. Hypothetically. Is this Robin or something? I don't remember who this is, and that's a pretty big indication as to whether or not I should cut him or not. Whatever. You get it. Rosalina, I would like to keep her. Because again, she's not actually a clone of anyone. She's her own character, so, you know, we can't just make her an alternate costume for Peach or anything, because they're different characters with different moves and everything. Oh yeah, that's also another rule that I wanted to implement here. I want the final roster to be full of characters who are not clones. Like, not a single person in here in the final roster should be a clone. So, you know, hopefully I do that. That's just another thing to worry about. Roy, yeah, get him out of here. We don't need him. We got Marth. Isabelle, again, you can just have her as a alternate for the villager. I'm pretty sure they're the same character. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong, but it's been a little while. Sheik, we'll leave her in. And also Zelda. You know, I mean, spoiler alert, but like, they're the same person. Don't tell anyone. But you can't like make Sheik an alternate character for Zelda, alternate costume, because they're different. They have different move sets and stuff, so they're not a direct clone. You know. So that's a thing. See, these two are like, all right, I might have to cut him. I do like Falco, but he's too similar to Fox. They've got basically the same moves. You could put Wolf in there, because he's similar to Wolf. Or, I mean, oh my God, he's similar to Fox, but they have slightly different moves. So for now, we'll keep him. Okay, we're getting full. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 more spots in the keep area. So that's not good. Also, you know what? We are 100% putting Banjo and Kazooie in there. Should have put them in first, honestly. I have been waiting for so long for them to get in a Super Smash Bros. Game. I'm not just gonna cut them. Like, come on. That would be insane. Okay. This is, what's his name? Shulk from, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, I don't really like playing as him at all. Like, I don't really care for him very much in the game, but, I might want Mithra and Pyra to be in there just because they're... You know what? I might actually cheat. I might actually just put them in there and not him. It's kind of breaking the rule of, like, you need the main character first. But, like, they're technically from the second game. And the main character from the second game isn't in it. You know, like, they're already kind of cheating a little bit, but, like, not really. I guess, like, because the main character of the first game is in here, so technically it balances out, but, I don't know, man. We'll have the cheat. Okay. Just this once. Simon Belmont, we're keeping him. And there's only one more spot. Which is not cool. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to cut some people now. I'm gonna have to make some room. Bayonetta, I'm sorry, but, no. Bayonet, no. Bayonetta. Wait, no, never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna just cut her. I mean, she's fun to play as. But, like, I don't know, man. We don't really need her. So yeah, we don't really need her. It's fine. Whatever. I don't know. Let's cut. Who should we cut? All right, let's fill them up a little bit more. Like Sonic, we need Sonic because it's too cool to have Sonic and Mario fighting each other in a game. Like, I mean, it's too cool not to have them. You know, it's way too cool, as he would say. That was a 100% great impression. Snake, we'll put Snake in there. Okay, here's where we gotta make some cuts because now we're done basically with the roster. So we're gonna need to make some cuts here and there. So let's okay, Toon Link, we don't need him, and Young Link, they're basically Link. Like, they're the same characters. They have the same moves. If they had different moves, I would be more inclined to keep them in. But yeah, they have the same move set as, I mean, there's slightly different variations. Like the Young Link has fire arrows for his bow, but it's like, it's not different enough. Okay, Wii Fit Trainer. Sorry, man. Gonna have to cut. You didn't make the cut. Yoshi, I'm really sorry. It feels really bad. It already feels bad, like, cutting all these characters, but, like, you gotta make the cuts, alright? Okay, so these are just both ice climbers, but we already have them up here. And actually, you know what? I might actually, I'll cut them. So we'll make a little bit of space. Okay, Wario. Wario? I'd like to keep Wario, but we've already got enough Mario characters. Okay, we got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Rosalina, and Bowser. And in fact, I might cut one of them. I'm really sorry. Luigi, I'm gonna have to... feels bad. It feels real bad. But we gotta go with Mario here. And we'll cut Rosalina. Also. Again, sucks, but... there you are, essentially. So I would say, in this hypothetical new version of the game, we'll give Mario Luigi's moveset. Instead of him having the flood for his down special, it would just be the spin move that Luigi does. And everything else is basically the same anyway, so almost the same. There are a couple of different, Luigi is different. He's got different moves, but we'll just have Mario have the down spin move, and then everything else is just whatever. So we'll just keep Mario. And what you could do is, again, in this hypothetical situation, we can change Luigi and make him an Echo Fighter of Mario, and then there you go. You could just have Mario and then have Luigi as an alternate costume. And there you go. So technically he'll be in too. Maybe Mario and then a couple of different color variations for Mario, and then Luigi and Dr. Mario. Unfortunately, Wario's too different. So he's his own character. We can't, give him make him an alternate skin for anyone else. All right, who we got left? Joker. I do really like Joker being in. Oh, whoops. It would really suck cutting him. Same goes for the hero from Dragon Quest XI. Like, it's just cool having Dragon Quest being represented in a Smash game. It's just really awesome. And it's not just him, it's the alternate skins for him is the different heroes, 4 different heroes at least. It's him, the hero from Dragon Quest 3, and then Dragon Quest 4, and also 8, which is my favorite one. So I'm really just keeping him for the Dragon Quest 8 character. I usually just play as him if I'm gonna play as the hero. And they did originate on the Nintendo systems back in the day. They're technically not owned by Nintendo or anything, but technically they're not Nintendo, but it could be like, I don't know. Anyway, this guy, I have no idea who this is. It's Terry from Fatal Fight or whatever is on his hat, I think. Which I've literally never heard of until he became a character in Smash, but I don't know who this is. It's one of the Fire Emblem characters, but I don't know. Maybe this one is Chrom, or wait, I think it's the main character from the one where you're like a teacher at a school and you can recruit people from the school. Which one is that called? Whatever, I don't know. It's that one. It's that Fire Emblem. But we already have a couple of Fire Emblem characters, at least one, so I know that was a meme for a while, like people being upset by all the anime sword fighters. I mean, I'm sure they'd be happy that I'm cutting a bunch of them, so Even though they're all, like, most of them are different. Like, they're not just clones of each other. But whatever. Min Min, I think that's her name, right? It's the arms lady. She's from, like, I mean, just to have her in, you know? It's a newer Nintendo franchise. You might as well have her in. There are some old characters from old Nintendo properties and some new ones in there. Like I said, that's what I'm going to try to do. Here it is, the other big one. Steve from Minecraft. I'm sorry. I can't justify you keeping it here. I have to make sacrifices, and I'm okay with making that one. Sephiroth. I do have Cloud in. And that was another thing. I wanted to if I have a main character in here and they have like a villain adjacent to them, like I want to put both of them in at least, you know. So Mario it's in, so I wanted Bowser in too. Donkey Kong, so King K. Rool gets in, you know, sort of like that. So yeah, I want at least that. So Cloud gets in. I kind of want Sephiroth in. You know what? This is difficult. This is really, really hard. Okay. I'm sorry, Pac-Man. I'm gonna cut Pac-Man. I like him. I think he's a fun character to play as, but no. I think it's fine cutting him. You know? He's like not even remotely Nintendo related. I mean, he's got some games on like the GameCube and other Nintendo systems, but like, you know, he's not Nintendo-y enough. So for now, we're gonna put Sephiroth in here. There we go. Okay. Sora, I would really, really like to keep Sora, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really sorry. I think we might have to cut him. And this guy will cut too. So, and these are all just the extra things that we're not using. Actually, you know what? I'm really sorry. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but it's true. I'm gonna cut him and then have Sora in there. He's just like, he might be the really weird choice that I was talking about before. Because it is a really weird choice. Like, how did they do that? How did they actually get Sora in? I don't know, but so yeah, I think we're done with cutting it in half. So here's the harder part. That was already pretty hard. Yeah, so now we're gonna have to cut this in half. And there's only 21 spaces. Which sounds like a lot, but like, you know, compared to 86 characters, that's very small. But like, you know, for a fighting game, that is a decent amount. You know, I mean, how many characters does like, I don't know, the new Street Fighter have? Like 12 or 13 or something? I mean, I think they're adding more later, but, you know, there's that. So Mario gets in, obviously. Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong. King K. Rool. We've got some classics in there. We'll put Link in there. I think we're gonna have to choose between Zelda and Sheik. I mean, you know what I mean. Technically, they're the same person, but again, spoiler alert. But I think I would rather have Sheik. It just makes more narrative sense, have these three as playable characters. Because, in the context of the game, she became Sheik so that she can do stuff outside of being, captured or whatever. I don't remember that why specifically she did that, but we'll just go with that. We'll go with her. Because again, we're gonna fill this roster up like real fast. So we'll put Cloud and Sephiroth. Kirby, King DDD, or whatever. We'll have him in there, and I'm sorry, Pikachu, we're gonna have to be cut, I think, because that's already 3 Pokemon characters, and we gotta cut it real close, alright? That's enough. That's enough Pokemon representation in the game, so I think we can leave Pikachu out. I know he's super iconic, but yeah. We'll have Mega Man in there. Banjo-Kazooie, obviously, we have to have them, and I will die on this hill. That is the hill to die on. Samus and Ridley, obviously, they have to be in. The Villager, let's see, there's only one more spot. I just realized I was filling up the roster. There's only one more spot. Because this is 10, 20, and then there's only one left, so. Okay. So this is the hard part. I'm gonna have to only pick one more. And then I'm gonna have to start cutting some people. So I'm sorry, Cloud and Sephiroth, but for what I'm doing here, I think we can cut you. I think we have enough classic characters. I want the characters to be at least owned by Nintendo, or be Nintendo adjacent. Like Mega Man is not owned by Nintendo, but he has very heavy roots on the being on Nintendo platforms like the NES and stuff. So technically he's not from Nintendo, but when you think of the old classic Mega Man games, you think of the ones on NES, the platformers and stuff. So I think he's enough Nintendo, Nintendo adjacent is what I'll say. Same goes for Banjo-Kazooie, by the way. They were on exclusively, their games were on Nintendo 64, before they were bought by Microsoft. But even before that, they weren't owned by Nintendo. It was Rareware. So I think they're Nintendo adjacent enough. And there's some classics in there. In here, I mean. But, Mario and Kirby and Donkey Kong, they're all Samus, Link, these are all the classics, but I want some newer ones in there, like Villagers from Animal Crossing. I think that originated on the GameCube. I'm pretty sure. So I think we can get rid of Duck Hunt, dog or whatever. The duck hunt. The duck hunt dog. Again, gotta be careful when you say it. I think I already messed that up. Because again, we got a lot of the classics here already. You know, Pokemon, that he counts as like 3 in all in one. So, and you know what? It pains me to do this, but I think I might cut Captain Falcon. It hurts to do so, but he's too similar to Ganondorf. They have very similar moves, except they did change Ganondorf a little bit for this one. Like, he's a lot slower than Captain Falcon, and he's got like more powerful like punches in the moves, but I don't know, he's too similar. We don't need him. Feels bad. I do like the character, but you know, if we have Link, we gotta have him. My own made up rules here. Okay, so now we've filled up we've freed up some space here, so let's put Ryu in there. Let's put Olimar in there, because he's also like representing the GameCube era, kind of, in a way. I'm gonna move them over here. Oops. So we have, like, you know, the main characters, then their villain, then a main character, then his villain, then the main characters, and then their villain, and so on. And then we start going off on the other ones. These are all classic characters from, you know, the early Nintendo era. And then it gets into the GameCube era here, so we're going on. We'll put Sonic right over here. Again, he's not Nintendo, and he wasn't on a lot of Nintendo games systems while the Sega Genesis was around. But like since then, though, since Sega has they've kind of you know, Genesis was not doing as well, so they kind of abandoned that. But weirdly enough, Sonic has been in so many like games where he's on Nintendo systems and platforms, so so it makes perfect sense that he's here, you know. And again, like I said before, it would be way too insane to like cut him when it's just too cool to have him in a game with Mario. Like, I would never want to cut that, you know? I would never want to ruin that. So we'll keep him in. Okay, who else? Rob. I'll put some of the newer Nintendo games in here. Like, she's from a newer property, but you know, I mean, nobody really cares about nobody technically cares about ARMS anymore, like, you know? I don't know. It's just okay, we'll have to cut her. I'm sorry. There's too many. I've got too many. It would feel really bad cutting the hero, but I might have to cut him, but I really, really don't want to. I just like having him in. Pyra and Mithra, we'll have her in there. Technically them, but they're basically the same character. Also, this image is funny. Like, I don't know what the reaction is to, like, why they're making that face, but I don't know. Oh, but I want Simon Belmont in there. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'll leave him out. Put Simon Belmont in there. We have a lot of, like, fist fighters in here already. Like, a lot of characters that use their, punches and kicks to fight. Like, we got Mario, we got Bowser, we got Donkey Kong. King K. Rool does that too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut Ryu. Even though, again, it feels really bad cutting him. I don't want to cut him, but but we gotta make up some room here. There's only one more spot. This is really hard. I just want to make that known. So let's just go over. We got Mario. We got left here. Let's put the Splatoon girl in there. She's way more popular than the ARMS game. So, Splatoon is way more popular, so we'll put them in there. They're like representing the newer Nintendo properties, which is not many of them, which is kind of funny, but also kind of sad. And at the same time, there's not a lot of newer Nintendo properties that they made here. I mean, technically Bayonetta is now owned by Nintendo, but like we already cut her, so it's too late for that. Too late. Okay, so this is good. I mean, I think it's alright. We have a bunch of the classic characters in there. We have a bunch of we've got the enemies of the main characters here. Where they are, at least, when available. Wherever they are available. They're there. They are there, I mean. So we got the classic characters in there from, who are important to Nintendo's history of games. And we got some new ones in there, and we got some... we got one from the GameCube era. But, that's fine, that's fine. As long as it's represented here. I think I want like a weird one. I want like a really weird character. Like you look at the roster and like, how did they get in? So you know what? I'm gonna have to get rid of Villager. Sorry, no GameCube era representing. And I'm gonna put Sora in. Because you know what? He's extremely weird to get in Smash. Everyone thought that Cloud and Sephiroth is weird, and they are. They're like barely Nintendo related. They just had to deal with, Squares. I almost said Squaresoft. Oh god. This was after that. Square Enix. They just made a deal with them to get them in, but Final Fantasy VII doesn't even originate on any Nintendo system. That was on the PlayStation 1. That's why I cut them out. But Sora is like he's more of like what you think of when you think of Smash Brothers. You're like, Super Smash Brothers, okay, here are all the characters. Oh, Sora's in there? It's like, that's super weird, but like, kind of fits too at the same time, weirdly enough. He's weird enough, okay? It's just him being here. So yeah, I think, I don't know, is that good? Like, I ask no one. I'm asking this dog on the ad here. What do you think? That's what I thought. Not a single thought in that brain. Yeah, I don't know. I might take out Peach. It feels bad, but I might take her out because, like, who even actually plays as Peach? I don't know, there's all two of the Peach mains out there are gonna be upset by me. Cutting her out. Yeah, I'll cut her out. And then I'm gonna keep Marth. Because he is a sword fighter, and we don't have a lot of them now. But there's not enough anime sword fighters now. I mean, there's Link, there's... Pyra and Mithra, they have swords, I think. Hero from the Dragon Quest series, and Sora, technically, even though it's not a sword, but whatever. It's basically a sword. He's basically an anime swordsman. And also, that's just, you know, an extra excuse to have like an Echo fighter in there. You can have Marth and then have Lucina as a alternate costume. So, you know, there's just an excuse to have like another character in there, technically. Okay. So, yeah, I think I did it. I made a final roster that, and you can even have like a whole thing where like maybe you can make a story mode out of this where the main character and their villain are represented here. So you can have a story mode where all of these villains team up, like King Dedede and Ganondorf, King K. Rool, Bowser, Ridley. They can all like team up, and all the heroes have to like band together to stop them and stuff. And you can make it like a cute little story mode. You know, it's not as grand as the subspace emissary from Brawl, but you know, you can do it. Nintendo can do it. It would make up for the, you know, significantly cut roster here. I think didn't Melee, which is the second game, didn't that have like 23 characters or something? Or 24 or whatever. This is less than that. This is less than the second Smash game. But there's some cool picks here, you know? At least I think. And, like I said before, every single character here is like a unique character, I'm pretty sure. Like every single one here has a different moveset. Not a single one of them are clones. Which is really important. In my opinion. So yeah, I think this is good. I think this is like a pretty good roster for a potential Smash game. If you had to pick only 21 out of the 86 characters. I'd say this is good. You know? I don't know. We'll have like most of these characters on we'll have like, I don't know, Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, and Sheik, maybe even. Kirby, Pokemon Trainer, Samus, Mega Man, Simon Belmont, Marth, and yeah. We'll have all of them as like characters that you start off with, and then everyone else is unlockable or something. You know, it could be, you know, seems like a fun time. Anyway, I'm sorry. In conclusion, I apologize. I don't know. Nintendo made me do it. Hypothetically, of course, but they actually did. They really did make me do this, so for real. So blame them if you want to blame someone. But yeah, this is my final roster. I hope you hated it. Goodbye.